How's it going, OnlineBookClub.org? Adam Bongiovanni back here with another Thursday video on the YouTube channel and the Facebook page. I am here with the great J. Wesley Porter. Jay, how you doing today?
Good. How are you, sir?
Good, good. Thank you so much for taking the time to talk to us and talk about your book, which was one of our books of the month. It was A Spiritual Dog Bear. Now, usually I like to describe the book a little bit, but you wrote the book. So I'll let you tell everyone what your book's about, and then we'll get right into it.
Okay, well, my book is about my dog, Bear. I had basically went to a shelter back in January of 2003, and at the time my kids, my son Daniel at the time, age 11, Joshua, age 6, they kind of tricked me actually into getting Bear. And the way it worked was we went to a shelter and we just wanted to look at some dogs. And when we looked at a litter of dogs, the care worker person had brought a basket. It was about 10 of them. And Bear was in the middle of the group. And at the time, he was just a 5-pound Shih Tzu breed mixed dog, just curly hair. And Joshua basically said, "Hey, I want to see that black curly hair dog." So the worker got Bear out of the group, and then she had brought him to us. First thing Bear does is, he's looking around, he's popping his head back and forth, and my oldest son Daniel was telling me, "Daddy, pet him." So I reached out, I pet him, and then Bear started to lick my hand. So when he licked my hand, I already knew where this was going.
It was game over.
Basically. So once that happened, that's where it started. And we had brought Bear home, and from that point, all the way through his 13 years of life, we enjoyed him.
That's amazing, though. So I could tell are you an animal lover based on you writing this book and telling me a little bit about Bear. I'm gonna go out on a limb and say you're a dog lover and an animal lover.
Yes, sir.
Oh man.
Animals are just like people.
Oh yeah.
It's amazing, and you can learn a lot. And that, I'll tell you, Bear taught me a lot about life and about people.
Yeah.
Really did.
There's no connection, I feel like, to a human and their dog. Like, it's just such a natural connection, and I'm sure with your book you could really bring that connection to life, and I'm sure everyone who has a dog or has been in a situation like you where they've lost their dog, it must be such an emotional book to read, and I'm sure it was such an emotional book to write. So when did you make the decision that you were going to bring this book and bring all these memories to life?
Well, the thing about it was when he had passed away, I really thought, and it was really basically about 3 to 4 days after he had passed away. And my mom, she had never met Bear, but she would always ask me about my dog. He always asked me, "Has my dog ate today? Are you being nice to him?" And all that kind of thing. So, it was really a tribute to my mom, because right now she's in a nursing home. And she's having, health challenges with urgent stages of dementia. So it's bittersweet. But I wanted to give her something that, she was so fond of in terms of my pet. And I decided to just go ahead and write it, and maybe it could also reach other people. And that was the goal of my book. And in some facets, I was able to do that. And your book has reached a ton of other people. So what started out, I guess, as a gift for your mom, and now it's affecting all of these people and changing all of these lives. Of course, I'm sure you've seen all the positive reviews and all the people it's affecting. So how does that feel to know you're really making a difference in someone's life by writing about your own personal experience with your dog? Well, it's gratifying, because you never know what you have until you don't have it anymore. Yes. And Bear was a gem in our lives. And then when other people can relate, and you read the comments of some of the people that really enjoyed your book, and they're genuine comments as far as, how it really touched them, how it impacted their way of life, and how it also helps them in a lot of ways, because we all in this life sometimes realize, we're not alone. And with Bear being a part of our lives and being able to share that with other people, and then other people able to relate with you, that makes all the difference in the world. And I'll tell you, it's really gratifying, and just glad that it's been well received.
Yeah, and you're really, the coolest part about this is, to me, is that you've taken your relationship with your dog, and now Bear is going to live on forever in the lives of all these other people. all these other
Yeah.
people are going to know about Bear and continue to tell this story. So it's awesome how it started with you and your family going to pick up a dog at a shelter, and now all these people out there are sharing this story as well. So that's such a cool thing that you were able to do. Now, when it comes to writing books and as an author, did you write anything before this, or was this your first piece of work?
Well, this was my first piece of work,
Wow.
and I will tell you that I didn't realize how much energy and the process is and what goes into it, especially as far as the literal art parts of it, as far as proper English, proper spelling,
Yes.
all that kind of stuff that goes involved with preparing for your audience. And, being a novice at it, I had, a lot to learn. But surprisingly enough, I was able to learn a lot in a short period of time and yield still at least 3 out of 4 stars. That's pretty impressive to me.
Oh, yeah.
So
No,
I look at it this way where, it's a process. And if I stick with it, which I plan to, I'll just do nothing but get better at it. So,
of course.
it's just one of those things where, I feel like, I could take it further. I think the sky's the limit as far as this process goes with writing other books later in the future.
I completely agree. And the one thing about the internet is that people aren't afraid to be honest. So if they didn't like your book, they're going to tell you. And obviously, so that's saying something, that when you're getting all these positive reviews, these people don't know you. They don't care about your feelings. So they meant it when they said how good your book was, and that must feel really special especially as a first-time author and someone who's trying this out for the first time.
And that's true. At the same time, you have the naysayers and you have the people that will shoot some criticism. And I did get criticism on some fronts, So all I can do is I'll take it in, and I'm learning from different people from different walks of life that sees things differently.
Of course.
And we all have to be able to grow. And to get criticism, to me, it really means that my book is relevant. So all I can do is make it better.
No, that's perfectly said. So now with what the tips you've gotten from whether it be friends or critics, whoever, what kind of book do you plan on writing next? Are you sticking with something about Bear? Are you going to do something completely different? If you can tell us, what plans do you have for the future?
Well, in the near future, within the next year, I plan to write another book. It's going to be really on criticism, because in life we have to endure a lot of things, and part of it is being criticized for whatever reason.
Wow.
And the more successful you are, the more criticism you're going to get.
Yep.
So, in my thought process is to take lemons sometimes and make them lemonade.
Wow.
You have to know how to deal with life as a whole in terms of the elements of life. Everything's not always happy, and joy. I just know that we all have a purpose, and certain people sometimes are put in your life for a reason. And life is like a big school. You have to be willing to learn. And criticism is one of those things where I think it's important that we're able to grow. And as we go through life, you have to learn from your mistakes.
Wow.
So you're going to be criticized regardless of what you do. It's just a matter of how you handle it. And that's something that I'm looking at doing here in the near future, within the next year or so.
Wow. That's awesome, because the thing about criticism is no matter what walk of life you come from, what job you're doing right now, whether you're in school, college, whatever, you're going to be faced with criticism. And I guess
Right.
you could either let it define you and make you upset and make you crumble, or you could learn from it, like you're saying. And I think that's the most important thing in life, is to fail and to keep learning from your failures, and then turn those failures into successes.
Yes.
Wow, that's cool though. I'm very excited for that book, and especially with all of the praise you got in this one, and to kind of go in a completely different way and talk about criticism. I look forward to it. And it also shows your versatility as an author. So, and also as an author, I know you mentioned before, like how it took a lot of time with the grammatical sense of things. Was that your biggest I guess, was that the toughest thing you faced as an author, like kind of perfecting everything, or was there something else that was a little more difficult?
Well, that was one of the biggest parts, because grammatically speaking, we can't write like we talk. You have to structure, proper structure.
Yep.
And in the book writing world, there's a lot of things that go into making sure that your audience can receive it properly speaking. And you want your book to speak the proper volumes of, the wholesomeness and the message you're trying to give. One of the things that was kind of, eye-opening for me, where, when it goes into the production part and then you have other people proofread and other processes that go with it, there's always room for improvement, but yet at the same time, the key is just making sure it gets universally received, and there's a lot that goes into it. And I've found out also along the way, many authors that became best-selling authors weren't always bestsellers. They had their challenges too. Like the person that wrote Harry Potter, she had her challenges, obviously, which was very, very surprising to me. And several other people also along the way had their challenges, but at the same time, they learned from their situations and they became obviously best-selling authors and also became well-known. And who knows, it could happen to me.
Of course.
So I'll have to see what the future takes me on that.
No, I could see it happening 100%, and just in the little time talking to you, I could tell how much of a driven person you are and how you really learn from your failures. And like you said, J.K. Rowling, who wrote Harry Potter, I think it took her 13 different tries to get the books published. And now I don't know the statistics specifically, but it's obviously one of the top-selling books top-selling book series of all time. So
Yes.
I honestly, Jay, thank you so much for taking the time to talk with me. I really did learn a lot from talking to you within 10 minutes. I learned about the type of person you are. You're a great human being, and I really look forward to reading what's to come from you.
Okay, I appreciate it, sir. Thank you.
No problem at all. And you can find the book, A Spiritual Dog Bear. It's on the website www.loveaspiritualdogbear.com. All the information will be down below in the description. You could find more about J. Wesley Porter and what he's doing, what he's up to, with all the links below. Once again, Jay, thank you so much, and we'll talk to you soon.
Thank you.
Thank you guys so much for watching, listening to that interview. Honestly, talking to him for 10 minutes, you could tell he's such a caring, hardworking guy, and just how he handled himself the whole time, getting to know him these past few days to set up this interview. I really think you should check out this book. It's such a good message. I know friends who have lost dogs. Of course, I've lost people in my life. And you know what? He was right. You don't know what you have till it's gone. So please check out his book, A Spiritual Dog Bear. And I have a feeling it's going to be a tearjerker, so get your tissues ready. But thank you guys so much for watching. Please give it a thumbs up both on YouTube and Facebook. Subscribe if you're on the YouTube channel. Like our page on Facebook. Last week's User of the Week was you. Thank you for liking, commenting, subscribing. I truly appreciate it. You want to be next week's User of the Week? Tell me an author you want to see me interview next. Thank you guys, and I will talk to you next Thursday. Peace!